This is literally
I
the
wouldn't
first
say that
voice
I
note I've ever
resent the
sent, so I'm doing
time.
a
I know
practice
that
one.
has been a
So
kind of
I hope this
massive,
works, and I'm not just
been
like
discussed more recently,
into silence.
especially.
I don't know. Is there a
I
way
think
you can
also the
play them
money
back to
that
you
women kind of spend on things like
I kind of
makeup
want to do that
and
before I send. But
various like beauty treatments, that men just don't have those expenses. And I wouldn't say I necessarily resent it. I do quite enjoy like nice makeup and nice clothes and so on. Not necessarily what other people would think looks nice. Like I quite like kind of like vintagey stuff, kind of mock Victorian sometimes, and that's probably not really the trendiest thing, but like I think it looks nice, like it makes me happy.
hey, so sorry, I'm like so
I
late
wouldn't say that
getting back to you. I've
I
just had a
resent
crazy
like
week at work.
I feel like I necessarily
I've
have
been
to
in
look
court,
nice all the
which was
time.
interesting, and yeah, just a lot of like
Society's expectations of beauty standards. Yeah, I think it would be more of a thing for me when I was younger, and I would just spend an inordinate amount of time like obsessing about it. And I do feel like
I think
adult
less
life
so
kind
than
of
I
has
used
taken
to when
over,
I
and
was
I've just
younger.
kind of made peace with
Personally,
it a little
I'm
bit
not a
and been like,
massively
okay, if I
physical
had
person.
all the time and money in the
Particularly
world,
when
I could
I'm
probably
like
look a lot
stressed
nicer
or
than I
ill or
do. But
something. I just kind of quite
realistically,
like I
I
don't
don't
want to
want
be
to
touched
go
by
to the gym every
anyone.
day. I don't want
It
to
has
like
caused problems for me in
spend all
relationships
this
in the
money
past
on
that I
like
have that kind of
personal stylist
reaction.
or whatever. So
But to
that's
me,
not
like
actually going to happen.
intimacy
But
is honestly
yeah,
like
I don't know. I guess I do feel
conversation, things
passionate
like
in a
that. I
work
find that just as kind
context.
of
I just
intimate
don't
as
really,
sex
for
or
example,
more in
high
some
heels. I
ways,
don't know
really. So
why
I think it's
seen
definitely
as
not as
like professional. You
important
have
for
to wear high
me
heels. Like
as I
personally,
think
my
it
days long
probably is
enough. I
for
don't
most
really want
people. I'm
bleeding
not really
feet.
sure whether that's
So yeah, that's an example
a
of
gendered thing.
I,
But yeah, I think there's obviously it's great that people are more comfortable these days talking about sexuality and so on, but I feel like there's sometimes an expectation that if you're not like a massively sexual person, it's because something's gone wrong. And I feel like honestly it's just about, you know, different forms of love languages, and also like I just think there should be a wider ideas about what sex is and what
I
intimacy
am
is in
just
a
qualified
relationship.
solicitor, as you know, which was a big thing for me, and it's been a long time coming. So it took a year's paralegaling, 2 years studying, and 2 years on the training contract to become a solicitor. And that was after like my undergraduate degree and my I've always
master's,
wanted
so it was a
children
big
pretty
thing for
much.
me.
Again, yeah, I was quite a girly
I
girl.
do enjoy work.
I've particularly always wanted
I enjoy
have a
being, I
daughter
feel like,
or
intellectually
daughter
challenged
play
by
a
my
role,
job.
hopefully.
And I also get at the moment
It's
at
not
least
even
I get to
rational.
do a
I
fair
just
bit of kind of pro
really
bono like
deeply
charity legal work,
the
and that's
idea of
important to
getting
me because I do
to raise a
genuinely
child
feel
and
like I'm
to
really
shape
helping
them
and
and
giving
guide
back to
them.
society.
I'm kind of
getting into
through
voice
through the
and keeping
world.
things
I
out
just
to
kind of
date.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel a
otherwise
deep
wouldn't be accessible
kind of
for.
need to like know what my child would be
Yeah,
like. Quite
I
like to
think
have a
maybe
lot of
in the
children
future
if
we'll have to
possible.
see
If
like
health and
how I'll take
finances and
that
so on would
interest
allow it.
forward. But at the
I could
moment,
even see myself having
I'm
up
really enjoying my
to
job. I
7
don't
children.
necessarily
Don't run
enjoy
away. I promise I'm
everything
normal.
about corporate culture
Yeah,
in
people usually
London, but
run
I
at
think
that
that's
point.
separate to the job itself.
Yeah, in terms of the care of children, I think with the kind of remote
Sorry, that was just my
working
work
and the
phone going
flexible
off in the
working,
background.
that is a
Standard
thing that I
lawyer
think is going to
stuff.
massively improve my life, because personally I have always wanted to work. I have always wanted a career, but at the same time I have really desperately wanted children, and I think I'd want to be a hands-on parent. And I see a lot of people at my work just handing the kids over to nannies, and that's not really something that I'd want to do. I think I'd probably want to be the primary parent,
even though
if I had a partner.
looking at on paper,
so
there's
I'd
been a
want
big
to do
difference.
most of the kind of day-to-day hands-on raising
that difference myself in terms
children.
of feeling like comfortable
And I'd
about
hope
the
that I'd
amount
be
of money
able
that I
to
have.
work
I have tried
flexibly
to learn
around
to
that.
budget
I wouldn't want to
recently,
totally
and
give
I
up
think
my
that has
career, but
helped
at the
me
same
feel kind of
time,
more in
I
control
would
and
want
see where my
to
money's going and work it
change the
out
way
that
in which
way.
I was working
I think
once I have kids.
yeah, I think in an
Yeah,
ideal
I
world,
guess,
you know,
I don't know.
having
I have
kind
been
of had
considering the idea of
paid off house and everything, and
what
not
would I
really
do,
like worrying
for
about
example, if
future
I was single or if I
expenses,
didn't
maybe
get
when
married
I'm
or I
a bit
didn't end up
older.
with somebody. And I think, to be honest, like,
live off
my
fairly
desire
kind
for
of
children has been
average
quite
salary
consistent
and
throughout
or
my
like even a
life, so I think at that point I would look
role.
into the possibility of
But I
having
think it
them
just depends, really, doesn't
as
it?
a single
Because to be
parent by
honest,
choice by myself.
my
I
life
think
isn't even
obviously that it would
expensive
be
today because of
difficult,
necessarily today's
because the care
expenses.
would be
It's just a sense of
totally
like I
in
need
my
to be saving
hands,
for the
and
future.
I
I need to be
probably
saving for a
probably wouldn't
house,
end up having
pension
7 children
saving,
as a
like the
single parent.
kids.
I am
So I think
vaguely sensible at times,
just in terms of
but yeah,
it's not necessarily the money you need to live on today.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a non-negotiable for me in terms of
things,
what I want
which
for my
hopefully at some
life.
point,
So I'm
if
really
I do
hoping
save and those
it
future things
happens.
do happen,
I
that
think
pressure will go away.
I'm coming to appreciate the times that aren't necessarily the biggest milestone times, where, or not a lot of money is spent necessarily. It's not a huge occasion, but I'm learning to kind of find the beauty in those sorts of times, whether it's just having a nice walk,
Sorry, I just
or
recorded that, but it seemed to
just
delete it for some reason.
watching
That
a
was really
movie with
weird.
friends,
Okay,
just really kind of
clearly
low key good
vastly competent with
times.
technology.
And I think that's
Tapping into my
increasingly
soul,
becoming more important
because
to me.
it's the part of the year,
Yeah, I
calendar
suppose
year,
having a
which
good
is coming up
time,
to my
just being
birthday,
around
and ever
people
since I've
that
been about
you can be truly
15,
comfortable
so a
with,
ridiculous
good
age to be freaking out
conversation,
about this.
nice
I've just been
food,
really worried about the idea of
laughing,
getting
quite
old and
like
aging and so on. And
humour.
I always never feel like I've done
And yeah, I
enough
suppose
by
if I'm
that age to
pursuing a more
justify
active,
being
having a
that
good
age. And it
time,
just,
I really like
no,
travelling. It's
really,
been nice
really gets to me. I have
to
like
make the most of being out of
kind of
lockdown
massive
and
anxiety around
moving
the
to
time of my
London for the first
birthday. I
time
actually
and
don't
getting
like
to
my
see all the
birthday. I
different
never do
places in
anything.
London and
Like, I
going
don't
round
want
and trying
to draw
all the
attention
different
to my
food from all the
birthday.
different cultures. That's a
I
really good
don't really
time to
know why
me.
this is. I
I
guess a
love
lot of
all the
it does
bookshops in London and all the
come from
theatres and the
sexism, I
creative
suppose,
bits.
because like
So just being
my
able to,
mum, for
and to being able
example,
to kind
she's
of
like started
feed
talking to me in the
my
last 2 years
creative
about like,
brain.
come on, you need to
That's a
hurry
good
up, you
time
need to
for
get
me.
married, you need to
Just
have kids.
things
And I
that
just feel like
things that
those things
you're able
aren't
to do them,
necessarily said to
and you
my
forget
brother,
the
even
time
though
is
we do know
passing, and you
now that
forget
like men
about your other
also have
worries and kind of
limits on their
mundane bits
fertility
of
and so
life. To
on.
me, that's
But
the essence of having a
yeah,
good
I
time,
just
just being
suppose
able
I
to get
really
lost
like
in
I
it
used to
all. And I
feel
think there are
like
lots of different
in
ways
my early
that you
20s
can
and
do
so on, I
that.
used to feel like I had all the time in the world to, go down different routes and mess some things up. Whereas now everything that I do feels serious, and I'm very aware of I'm choosing to do one thing, I'm not being able to do something else. And I really don't want to waste time so that I'm kind of looking back and wishing that I'd pulled myself together. So I would say it's not necessarily I don't want to be old, it's I don't want to be old with regrets. And I do really feel like I'm racing against the ticking clock to kind of
My
achieve
thinking on this
everything
has
that I
changed
want
a
to
fair
achieve and
bit.
to grow as a person
I always used
and
to
to get
just
into the
assume
right
that I
state
wanted
of
to get
mind,
married, and it was just a
to
part of
be able
life. And
to
I feel a lot of
go
anxiety
forward and
about
live
the idea of
my
not
proper
being
adult
married.
life.
But I think over the
Yeah, I suppose
past year or
looking
so, I've
older would
started
kind
to
of
think
bother me,
about
but
it a
again,
bit
it's
more
not necessarily the
seriously,
looking older itself, it's
and
just
just
what that
realised
implies to
that
society and the
it's not
idea that
something I would
you're
rule
kind of
out for myself. And I think it
past your
really
prime,
does
which is
depend
ridiculous
on
if
the
you think about
relationship.
like
And I feel like there
how
can be
long most of us
marriage
are actually
that's
going to live, like to 80
very
or 90 or
equal
so on.
and
But
progressive.
I do
But
feel like from a lot of the commentary I
I'm not
see
sure. I
already,
think there are
I do
some
feel past my prime.
parts of the concept that
Yeah.
are quite problematic, particularly when you look at how historically women have been treated within marriage. And I don't know. I look around, and honestly, I just feel like whether you're married or not can't really predict if the relationship survives. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a really difficult one
Yes,
for me,
all
and
the
I do have really
time, and it's
conflicted
not
feelings
even
about it.
logical
I
because
feel
half the
like
people I worry
I
what they
might
think about
want to
me. To
get
be honest,
married,
I
but I
don't even like
probably wouldn't
them.
want a
I wouldn't want
wedding.
to be
And
their
again, that's a
friend. I
massive
wouldn't want to spend
change
any time
from
around them. So why do I
how
care
I
what they
used to
think
be. I
about
was a
me?
really girly
Surely it
girl, and I'd be
benefits
planning
me
my
if
wedding
they
and everything.
don't
But just
like me,
having
but I
seen the
do.
reality
I
of
want everyone to
friends
like
getting
me.
married and all
I want
the
everything to
stress
kind of
between the
everyone to
families
kind of
and
think
so on, and just how
I'm
much
an
money it all
okay
costs and how
person.
much of a waste it
Trying
seems,
to
and
think if
they
there's
can
somebody
even
in
end up
particular
enjoying
that
the
I
day
worry about
anyway.
what
I
they
think
think about
that's just
me. I
not something
guess
that I'd want. I wouldn't want
maybe
to
men more than
put
women.
that
I don't
extra
really know
pressure on
where that
myself.
comes from. I
But then
guess
at the same
something
time,
about
I
the
don't want
idea
to
of
miss
being
out.
like
So
harshly judged
it's
by a man.
difficult. I
Like it's
think,
just
I
kind of
mean,
takes
I'm
me
a
back to
romantic.
like
I like the idea of two
school when the
people
boys
saying
would
to each
rank
other,
you
we're
or
going to be
something
together
awful,
forever.
and then it just felt
I'm
like such
religious,
a
so
kind
I
of
also like the idea of
primal
like
rejection.
community and
Whereas if
God
it was a
kind of
girl
seeing
kind
you
of
all
saying
like
that
worse
to
one
each
about
other,
myself,
because I
but
feel like
just
often
bitchy.
I was
I
just
don't know.
jealous or
I
whatever.
hear somebody
I
think
think
it's
yeah,
marriage is a very
just
blunt
a guy, even
and
again, if it
feeling
was somebody that
indicator,
I would have never dated,
rather
like
than I don't know. Like,
never
I'm
would
not
have
necessarily saying I
initiated.
don't
That
want to
just
get
seemed like
married,
a
but
good
I
news,
mean,
and
this
visceral
kind of this
rejection. I
past
would
year
really
is
like
really the
to
first time I've
to
sort
yeah, and
of
I
kind
think
of
it's
allowed
definitely
myself
something
the
I'd like to
possibility
free
of thinking
myself
an
from.
example.
But yeah, it's
I
about
so
really
would love if
strange
I
things
didn't
that
get
make
married.
my kind of
And
jealousy
actually,
escalate
it's
by
difficult, isn't it? And
not
I saw
necessarily
online
wanting
this
what
quote
somebody
that
else
what other
has, but
people
feeling that they've had it
think about you
easier
is
than
none of your
me.
business. And on one hand, I
So for
totally agree with that,
example,
but then on the other hand, it's so difficult to
like if I hear
internalize. And
about
I
a
just feel like
friend kind of
modern
like
society just is hardwired,
getting
sets us up to
getting into
fail,
law
really, because
easily,
everything seems
sometimes that
to be
makes me
kind
a
of
bit
framed as a
jealous because
competition now. And
I
who's got
didn't
more
have any
friends
financial
and
support from my
who's
parents,
having
for
a
example, when I
more
was
fun
kind of doing
time,
the
and who
postgraduate studies course.
So I had a particular friend who kind of would just openly say that, oh, like my grades aren't that great, but I'm getting in on my connections, and that would just really, like, I didn't want, like, I couldn't be happy for her. I was just inwardly really jealous. But yeah, like I've said, it's something I'd like to work on about myself, and I feel like just because I've had a hard time in something, that doesn't mean
obviously, I don't want my friends to have also had a hard time. So, yes, maybe that is a cause for self reflection. I hope you've enjoyed my midnight ramblings on life, the universe, and everything in between.